Welcome one and all to the following segment of enjoyment and an escape from reality. But beware, the show you are about to bear witness to will not hold back when it comes to spoilers, language, and things not appropriate for work or children. If you continue on, we hope that you laugh at the banter, that you are thrilled by the topic of discussion, and marvel at the host's dedication to their craft, because you can only get that type of treatment here at Monster Madness. You have been warned.
He's like your mom would be like, oh, he's hot. Not your mom. I mean moms in general. Moms that have been married for like 10, 15 years and they see like him going out of a Starbucks.
Alice got to bring some without telling anyone.
So you do read the chat.
Why is everyone so obsessed with the chat? Like, you're here, I'm here, we're here together, right? Why are we worrying about the chat when we could just live in the moment?
Yeah, it's because you went to rehab and you're not on drugs. So like everything's like, why don't we just all be cool, man?
You have a little problem with Greg? The lumberjack.
It's a new pod. I'm not used to the inhaling yet.
What is he, like 40?
I don't know. I think Alice found him on Tinder or some shit. Apparently he was in Afghanistan. I think he was in the army or some shit. So.
Well, that's hot.
He's not like that hot.
You don't have to think he's attractive. Only Alice has to think that he's attractive.
Like, I feel like I'm more attractive than that.
You do?
Absolutely.
What are the features that you're bringing to
Well,
the
I
table?
just look like I fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I look like I fuck. And that's the vibe I like to put out there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's really handsome, whatever. I mean, we don't have to talk about it all the time.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creatures, features, and beyond. I'm Erica, and joined with me is a man who is feeling the Christmas spirit flow through him. My delightful co-host, Matt.
Never once have I ever said those words together because I'm very vocal about the fact that I could really take or leave Christmas.
You literally said it last episode. Vehement discussion, vehement...
I know you're on this big AI train. Did you AI my voice to say it? Or did I get magically super drunk and say it and I forgot about it?
We were talking about, because Thanksgiving was the last episode, and we were talking about holidays, and then you went on a tangent about Christmas.
And how I don't really care for it. Like, I could take or leave it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we're in December. We have to talk about Christmas.
No. Oh, no. No, thank you.
You can find Monster Madness on all your favorite podcasting platforms, social media sites, and things of that nature. Matt does stream video games and drum sessions from time to time, so you can check that out on our Twitch channel. If you'd like to support this show, you can do so in many different ways, such as buying merch, donating to the show, or simply leaving a review on your favorite podcasting provider. Those 5 stars go a long way. All links for the aforementioned things will be posted in our show notes. Matt, you got anything? Does anything fuck for you this week? I'm switching things up already.
We had Frederick's brand potato chips, which are a Meyer brand jalapeno chips. Those are really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what I ate. I haven't tried the international Pringles yet. I have those fucking... There's like a new Pringle chip thing. I have those. I haven't tried them yet. I know, I'm just like, I have all these things, but I don't know what they are.
Well, per your advisement, while you're thinking...
Pringles Mingles.
Pringles Mingles? What the hell is that?
Light, airy, crispy. I got the sharp white cheddar and ranch. They apparently have dill pickle and ranch, which I didn't know was an option before.
Oh, where did you find
Walmart.
these?
I was going to say, usually I come in a towel, but a bag would work too.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I saw there's some solid shit coming out though.
Ooh, I want to try the all-dressed Pringles.
Dude, those are so good. Literally, I'm shit you not. The last like 4 times I've gotten Pringles, they've always been the all-dressed ones, and I just kill like half a tube at a time. They're so good. I love all-dressed. Like, I'm so picky with vinegar. The older I get, the more I like it. But
Yeah.
the all-dressed flavors, Pringles specifically, it's like the right amount of vinegar.
First of all, Pringles has the perfect slogan, once you pop, you can't stop, because it is the truest thing I've ever experienced. I can't stop. They are so good.
Yeah.
I actually can't even think of a Pringle that I've tried that I'm like, I hated it.
I feel like there was one. The everything bagel wasn't great, and the Mexican street corn was very, very okay.
That's fair. I feel like anything that's like we're everything flavored, like bagel flavored or whatever, those are always kind of fall flat. I've had chips that were everything flavored, and I'm like, eh. But I love all dressed. I want to try them now. I got.
Sorry, there's a new Hot Ones one.
Ooh.
Uh,
Now I'm gonna go to Walmart this weekend
Barbacoa.
and get myself some Mingles.
Yep.
I don't like barbacoa.
I don't hate it. The Harvest blends are really good too, where it's like the sweet potato mix. For whatever reason, like even Sun Chips, like the black bean Sun Chips, I really like. I don't know if we ever talked about those,
Yeah.
but like it's the texture of like the beany graininess that is delightful.
Yeah. So per your advisement, I tried the chicken mac. I got extra mac sauce on it.
Oh.
Big Mac sauce on it.
Yep.
Delicious.
And that's what I told you. Like, I think because you like Big Macs so much that you were going to be
Let's
all
not
about
get
it.
crazy. I like them a fair amount.
I'm pretty sure at one point in my life you told me that you would die for a Big Mac.
I feel like that's extreme.
I feel like it's true.
Was I inebriated and or pregnant at the time when I said these things?
Probably pregnant. Because I think I was like, hey, I'm going to go to McDonald's. And I think it was, you said I'd fucking die for a Big Mac, or I would walk through knee-high grasshopper shit for something. I don't know.
When I was pregnant with my second, I just wanted junk food like nobody's business. I remember one of my happiest days was I went to go get Taco Bell and someone didn't pick up their order before me. And they're like, do you want this? And it was like a whole box of tacos. And I was like, you just made my century. Yeah, I'm going to take the fucking all of them. And sure enough, I ate them all. And my daughter turned out fine.
Still your child, so.
Yeah, she gave me a thumbs up while she was taking a massive shit earlier. So I like popped my head in to be like, hey, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine.
Is it? Oh, God. I thought it would be like the fucking gif of the guy eating and he just like leans out of the cubicle and gives the thumbs up.
Well, like I tried because she's
Only
still
17.
she's 3. She's 3, so she can't even get on the toilet herself. Like I have to help her up because she's still so tiny. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you privacy. And I walk out at the door and I just kind of wait like a few feet outside the bathroom. And I was like, you okay? And all of a sudden I hear, yeah. And I just like peek a little bit and she's leaning forward to see if she can see me. And she's like, I'm okay. And like just gives me a thumbs up. And I'm like, oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Parenthood. It's the best.
Lucky for you.
Right? And then I get to wipe her ass. But yeah, chicken Big Macs, fuck.
Best $1,000 I ever spent. Not the chicken Big Mac, the vasectomy.
Oh, I know.
I just was clarifying for the listener.
It's been a while since I have
It's
brought
been a
up
while.
my balls getting snipped. It's been a while.
I did.
I love that.
I did buy Disturbed tickets recently too, so that's.
Fucking right, you did.
What's the Sickness 25th anniversary? Seven Dust and 3 Days Grace opening. I don't give a fuck about 3 Days Grace. Big Seven Dust guy back in the early thousands though.
Oh my God, what is that fucking popular ass song that 3 Days Grace did?
Oh,
That's what Spotify is for, bitch.
true. Never Too Late. Animal I Have Become. So-Called Life. I'm just reading whatever pops up.
Oh, I Hate Everything About You.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was them. Oh, I can't wait to hear that song. Man, 13 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That song has 822 million fucking plays.
That's crazy.
Ugh.
Oh my God, that was like, what year did that come out? That was probably like 8th grade. 2003?
2003, yeah. Yeah. I was a junior in high school.
7th grade, I think, for me.
Cool.
7th or 6th grade.
Cool. Cool. Tight.
Sure, Grandpa.
Let's get you back to
It's
the
like-
home.
That's like the meme I was thinking about. Like, sure thing, Grandma.
Fuck. Speaking of angry people, I'm going to see Lewis Black tomorrow night on accident.
Fuck, I've always wanted to see him live.
Have I ever told you how this transpired?
No, tell me more.
Nathan text Ken. I am not going to describe who these people are. If you've been listening to this show long enough, you know those names. And then all of a sudden, one day, Nate texts Ken and I, and it's just, here's our tickets. And I legitimately sat there for a couple minutes, and I responded, and I said, did I get drunk and agree to something I don't remember? And then within 30 seconds, Ken calls me, and he goes, dude, I'm sorry. He goes, you had just got done telling me that you enjoyed Lewis Black's special on YouTube. And I said to Nate, I bet Matt would be down. And I said, hey, man, can you, like, yeah, the special was cool on my couch. I don't necessarily want to go to Milwaukee. Can you please find someone to go? And if you can't, like, I'll go. That was my mistake because then I don't think Ken tried at all. I saw him ask one person and then he was just like, yeah, sorry. So this is like what happened. And I was like, I know what you did. It's fine. But like, I don't really want to be going, but it'll be fun. At least it's like a 7 p.m. show, so it'll be early. And then I didn't realize it's his last tour, so now I feel a little better about going.
Oh, is it? God damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I'm never gonna see
he
him.
says it's his last tour, so
That is going to be a really interesting show.
I'd like to explain the next 10 days of my life and what's happening, because it's like the juxtaposition of what's happening. Now,
Ugh, I hate that word. Continue.
do you really?
Yeah, I just hate it.
Why?
You used it properly and not annoyingly, and I think in 6 years of friendship, that's the first time I've ever heard you say it, so that's fine.
Okay, I was like, it's not a word I really say a whole lot.
That's why it was fine. But I hate when people discover how to use that word, and they're like, juxtaposition, every chance they get.
I try really hard not to use like smart sounding words. They're like pepper. Like use them sparingly and accordingly, and then they're not annoying as fuck.
Yes, continue. Tell me your 10 days.
So tomorrow night's Lewis Black. Saturday night, we're playing a show that whatever. Wednesday, we're going to see Pink. The following Monday is ICP.
You're a busy boy.
Just think about that. Stand-up comedy, top 40, juggalos.
You know, if I was going to describe your life,
That's not the best way to do it.
it really is.
And now Dylan's Legend announcement's out there, so we can talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can.
The number of fucking text messages I got. They're like, what does this mean? I'm like, I don't know. They gave him money.
I'm not his keeper.
Yeah, I'm not his fucking handler, guys.
I mean, kind of are a little.
In some facets of life, I am. Trust me, I understand that. That's
And
fine.
again, 10 years ago, did you ever think
No.
you would be where you are?
No, absolutely not. And I'm not complaining. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. You and I have talked about this. It's just, it's a weird thing.
For sure.
I listen to his podcast. He says my name, and he only refers to me by full first and last name, which is very odd to me. But it's like a lot of people hear this. Not a lot of people just heard my name. It's fucking weird. Like I hate going out in public with him because people always stop him, and I know he hates it.
He hates it?
We went to Blink-182, and I think there was like 17 people stopped him. No, I shouldn't say no. Creed was 17. Blink was 2. Godsmack was 1.
And do they just say,
We're just like, holy shit, it's Hornswoggle. And then he just tips his hat and we keep walking. But then, yeah. And I'm always like, are you sure you don't want to talk to him? He goes, it's fine. Okay.
but I also don't think he's the type of person, and I could be wrong, to be like, if someone was like, oh my God, I've loved you forever. Can like you sign this? Like he'd be like, eat a dick.
No, 100% he would.
Yeah.
We've talked, and I'm sure I've told you, but he basically said, like, when people stop caring, that's when it's a problem. So as long as people
Exactly.
still care, it's a good thing. But I
Yeah.
always feel bad because it's like he's just trying to hang out with like his friends and his girlfriend and shit. And people are stopping him, but at least he's still relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, those are the things that fuck earlier in the show. All right, this week on Monster Madness, we are covering 2020's,
Worst movie ever. Oh.
or also known as Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This film is rated R. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes. It was released on March 14th, 2020. I don't know why I wrote 2022, but, or maybe, I don't know. Am I wrong here?
No. Yeah, March 14th, 2022 is the actual release date. I think it was. No, you fucked up. I thought somewhere maybe it was originally supposed to come out in 2020, and then with the pandemic and everything. Yeah, purposeful photography started in May 2021.
Oh, my bad. 2022's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. First mistake I've ever made on this show.
Me too.
The production companies are 2AM and A24. It was distributed by A24, TME Films, Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures. Special effects are Cadence Effects. It was directed by Helena Regine, and it was written by Sarah Delap. It is a story by Kristen Ropinian.
I wish Kristen Rapinian would have kept this story in her fucking head.
Here's the thing. Her story is probably better than what we saw. 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%.
The stars are Amandla. It's not Amanda. It's Amandla Stenberg, Maria Baklova, Michaela, Rachel Senote, Chase Sue Wonders, Pete Davidson, Lee Pace, and Connor O'Malley. Some taglines for this film. This is not a safe space. Who wants to play? They're dying to play. Awful. What's the budget?
Too much. $3 million. Which probably $1 million of that went to fucking Pete Davidson and his giant cock. It made $14 million.
That's shockingly high.
It really is.
I guarantee you it's literally only because of Pete Davidson. That was the draw, and then it fell off because of how much he sucks.
Have you ever seen King of Staten Island?
No, because I really don't like him.
Fair enough. It's not a bad movie, but like he plays the same character, the same style character in this as he does in that, which that is just kind of a stretch biopic of his life. But like, so he just plays himself, but it doesn't work in this situation. I don't know. I'm fully transparent. I didn't finish this movie the first time I watched it. It was very difficult for me to finish it this time, and I hated it even more now that I finished it.
Shocking.
It's better not knowing the twist of the movie.
I figured out what was going on almost immediately.
What? I don't want to jump ahead too far, but like you knew that he accidentally killed himself?
Mm-hmm.
How?
100%.
How?
Within a few minutes of everybody panicking and stuff like that, I was like, it was an accident. It's going to be one of these situations where they think, because they're all fucked up, they're all immature, they're all paranoid, they're going to think that someone tried to kill him. And in my head, as the movie was going on, I was like, not a single person has a legit motive. It would be too obvious if it was the older dude. It would be too obvious if it was the girlfriend. Be too obvious if it was the foreign chick. And then you leave the best friend and then the fucking weirdo Jordan, I think her name was. It's like, I was like, there's no way. There's no reason for this to be happening. And I was immediately turned off from the movie. I was just like, I don't know how he did it, but I could guarantee you it was an accident.
Okay.
But before we
shit all over this thing?
Yeah. Lead us in with the plot, sir, since we already spoiled everything.
Yeah, I mean, B, a working class young woman from Eastern Europe, travels with her wealthy girlfriend Sophie to a hurricane party. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What?
Someone just messaged, like 6 p.m., some guy fucking just straight messages, like, this is a work thing. You should put in a ticket. B, a working class young woman from Eastern Europe travels with her wealthy girlfriend Sophie to a hurricane party at a mansion owned by a family of David, Sophie's friend. I didn't know that real quick. Hurricane parties are a real thing.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
A buddy of mine lived in South Carolina for a while, and I had said something when Alyssa got stuck in Georgia, and he goes, yeah, I went to a hurricane party once. Like, huh. Yeah. Other guests include David's aspiring actress girlfriend Emma, the podcaster Alice, her much older new boyfriend Greg, and the enigmatic Jordan. Max and other guests left after a fight with David the night before Sophie and B arrived. After drinking, using drugs, and dancing, the group decides to play Bodies, 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 a murder in the dark style game. Greg goes to bed early due to hostility throughout the game with David, who also leaves soon after another fight with Emma. As the storm worsens, the power goes out and the girls scramble to find a power source. Minutes later, B finds David outside with his throat slashed, a blood-stained kukri nearby. Panicked and without cell reception, the group tries to go for help in Sophie's car, but finds its battery dead due to B accidentally leaving its lights on. Group discovers Greg has a go bag with a knife and a map of the area and becomes suspicious of him. They fearfully confront Greg, who is hostile in return, at first believing it might be part of the game. After a struggle, B bludgeons him to death with a kettlebell out of fear. Group doubts that Greg was the killer, and Emma theorizes that Max, who had confessed feelings for her the night before, returned to kill David. Sophie, a sober addict, relapses and verbally attacks Emma. After apologizing, Emma kisses her to Sophie's confusion before accepting drugs. Alice later finds Emma dead from a head wound at the bottom of the stairs and believes the group is being killed one by one. Jordan and Alice cast suspicion on B, revealing that no one with her name is on record as having graduated from her college. They throw B out into the hurricane. Returning to Sophie's car, B finds underwear that matches Jordan's bra in the back seat. She sees Jordan holding David's father's gun in a window, then crawls back inside through a pet door. B confronts the group, revealing that she dropped out of college to take care of her mother, who has borderline personality disorder. A vicious argument ensues in which it is revealed that Jordan was the killer in the Bodies, Bodies, Bodies game. She reveals resentment to Sophie due to her drug addiction and using David to regain access to her trust fund. She claims Sophie cheated on B with him, which Sophie denies. Sophie expresses why she would not date Jordan, that she avoids her friends because their behavior challenges her sobriety, and reveals that Jordan only listens to Alice's podcast. After Alice responds by insulting Jordan's insecurities, Jordan shoots Alice in the leg. They struggle for the gun, and Alice is fatally shot in the throat. As Sophie and Jordan fight, B pushes Jordan out the staircase banister with her dying breath. Jordan tells B to check Sophie's text messages and shoots in the direction multiple times. The distrustful B hides from Sophie. When morning comes and the storm is blown over, Sophie tearfully confesses to B that she relapsed and witnessed Emma tripping and falling down the stairs to her death. However, B holds her at gunpoint, demanding to see her texts. Sophie tosses her phone away, and they struggle, inadvertently picking up David's phone in the process, which shows that David accidentally slashed his own throat while trying to use the trickery to open a champagne bottle, which Greg had done earlier for a TikTok video, revealing that there was no real murderer after all. B and Sophie realize the bloodshed was all for nothing. A confused Max returns to the mansion. Power returns. When Max asks what happened, B only says that she now has service on her phone. Boo!
Yeah, it was just not good. Not good.
Sorry, Pete Davidson's acting is fucking trash.
All of their acting is trash.
Yes, but someone who's as well known as him, and you should expect a little better.
Should you? I don't think so. I think that first off, to stay in line with the movie, the only scene I enjoyed was when Alice got shot in the leg and her reaction to that. I was like, that was kind of funny. Like, just the complete shock of being shot in the leg.
But you made a really good point, is that was kind of funny. There's no fucking humor in this movie. There are things that are kind of funny, but nothing that's truly funny. The fact that it was labeled, and this is no fault to you.
It was on a list.
But exactly. And it's like, it's labeled as a horror comedy. It's on horror comedy lists. It's not fucking comedy at all.
What is the Rotten Tomatoes of this? Is it even good?
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes though, and I had this conversation with someone because the movie Stream just came out, and Rotten Tomatoes is like 95%. Someone I know texted me and said, like, it's really bad outside of all the cameos, which sucks because there's a ton of cameos, but there was something. It's the people who did Terrifier. That's why I was so excited about Stream. But point being, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a fucking 95% from the critics. So I'm curious what they gave Bodies.
I mean, they gave what?
Is the popcorn meter normal people and the tomato meter is critics?
I think so.
Yeah, 86% is what critics gave.
Bullshit.
And
bullshit.
The popcorn meter was 69%, which is still
nice.
Nice. I think that's too high. So I mean,
it's way too high. But as you have it up, look up I Blame Society.
Sorry, someone gave Salem's Lot his awful reviews on here.
I didn't hate it. I watched it.
Oh, you've seen the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was even out.
Oh yeah, it came out on the 4th, and my dad harassed me immediately because that's his favorite Stephen King, and he loved it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
I love you, Mikey.
Here's the thing. If I want every single detail that's in the book, I'll read the book.
So is it worth watching or not?
I thought it was. I enjoyed...
It's only an hour 50. I expected when you were talking about every detail, it was going to be like 2.5.
No. I do think it was rushed quite a bit. And it would have been better as like maybe like a 5-episode miniseries to really tell the story that you need to tell. But I didn't hate it. It was creepy. You know, it was good.
To answer your earlier question, I Blame Society got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You can't trust the internet. You can't fucking trust the internet.
I completely agree because everything's bought. It's the same with review.
Yeah.
Like this is now why we have websites that validate reviews for things, is because people just get paid to do things. Like I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
That's why we have this podcast, because we're going to tell you the truth. So to reveal something, because really quick, yay, nay, or slay, I'm slaying this movie.
Same.
And
then I'm going to take a shit on top of it. And I'm going to frost the cake.
Insert Slayer. But yeah, this is a major slay because it just was not enjoyable. Was not enjoyable at all.
I have been dreading this moment since the day you showed me the list of movies that we were going to be watching for this.
What, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Yes, because I watched it as soon as it came out. I hated it. And now I finished it and I hate it. I hate it more.
Well, let the hate flow through you. But here's the thing. It was a Swiss cheese movie, first of all. It was very obvious what was going on, even though Matt didn't catch on to it, but we forgive him.
I will defend myself as I very much, I just want to be entertained. So I don't really try to think. I don't try to figure things out. I never have. I want to be entertained.
I think I was getting so annoyed while watching it, trying to figure out what was going on, just so I could kind of just mentally prepare.
Full transparency. I was playing Diablo the whole time.
That's fine. And I respect that. But in the same vein, last episode was actually supposed to be something different. And if you listen to our Freaky episode, which I hope you did, that was the second time we recorded that.
Yeah.
During that same recording, we talked about a movie, which I will highlight very quickly, called I Blame Society. The fact that these movies are getting high percentage ratings on the internet is bullshit. Both of those movies suck so bad. But you know what? There's someone out there that watches that and watches Bodies, Bodies, Bodies and is like, this is my favorite movie of all time, and watches it frequently. There has to be someone out there.
It's the fucking Nickelback argument. I don't care that Nickelback exists. I care that there's a market for it. There's clearly a market for this shit. If you Google someone sucking an asshole, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies pops up. I want to see a video of an adult sucking another adult's asshole. You'll get Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
There's a lot of imagery going on with that.
That's how little I think of that movie.
Yeah, it was not good. And there's a scene at the very end that I actually rewound and watched again because it doesn't make sense, because
go figure.
B is trying to get away from Sophie, and then Sophie starts flipping out and tells her stuff that she's already either witnessed or knows. And I'm like, what? Why is she repeating this shit?
There's that. I also felt like there was just a lot of pandemic tropes that were just jammed in there. Things that have become more prevalent after the pandemic, or since the beginning of the pandemic, that it didn't make or break the movie that she was a recovering addict and now did drugs, or that. A lot of the shit didn't fucking matter to anything.
Yeah.
So I would be genuinely curious to get a summary of the story. Part of me is reading anything to find out what they changed to make this movie or anything. Was it they thought, okay, we have an idea if we put Pete Davidson in it, who's not even the main character. If you wanted him to be a more main male role in the movie, make him the fucking weird Tinder date as opposed to the guy who owns the house. So he's around a little longer. There's more interactions with him. It's just like, or change one of the fucking females that make it to the end to Pete Davidson, and then someone else fucking accidentally hacks themselves in the neck with a sword. Like
All right. So in the story that came out in 2017, it was a short fiction story, and it was a psychological horror story. Kristen's short story, which appeared in her collection, You Know You Want This, also involves a murder mystery party game. The story follows a similar setup where a group of friends play a game where one person is the murderer and others have to figure it out. However, in the short story, the focus is more on the psychological horror, tension, and the complex social dynamics between the characters. The game is a metaphor for the underlying resentments and issues between the group of friends, and the story leans into a psychological unraveling of these tensions. The key differences are the film itself is a visual and fast-paced thriller with humor. Disagree. While the short story is more introspective and psychological in tone. The film leans into dark comedy and social commentary, whereas the story is more serious exploration of human psychology and tension. While both center around a murder mystery game, the actual events and outcomes of the movie and short story differ significantly, with the movie adding more layers of humor and chaos to the horror thriller aspects. So it didn't really tell me everything, obviously, but so from what I'm gathering, and now I kind of want to read this short story, if they would have just kept it in a serious tone and like really devolved this group of friends, because that's the one thing that I took from the movie while watching it. I was like, when Sophie's confronting Jordan after they see Emma's dead, after they know like Bee's killed a fucking guy, you know, Brent killed a guy.
We need to talk to you about that. You're going to want to lay low for a while.
You're still quoting. I was like, what do you need to talk to me about? That scene where she's just literally, Sophie is word vomiting everything that the group of friends, like what the problems are. And then she's just like, I ghosted you guys because you guys enable me and you're fucking terrible for me. Because like, that's all I saw. I'm like, you know, your friend is sober. You invited her to a hurricane party and you're just going to get fucked up, snort cocaine, drink and all that stuff. Yes, she's putting herself in that situation.
I was just going to say this, like, she could have just said no. There was no benefit for her being there.
That too. They both made mistakes where it's like she has the opportunity to say no. Mm-hmm. However, she misses her friends, but her friends do not have the wherewithal or the maturity to be like, hey, we want to be a part of your life. So when we do these things and we hang out as a group, all of us, we just will take a step back and not do these things if it's going to trigger you or if it's going to be an issue for you until you're more comfortable being around us. And if not, then we just don't do it. There's two wrongs.
I'll say that's a whole different story here, but I completely agree with what you're saying is.
But if you're looking at the original story itself, that's the only scene that represents all of that, where she literally you listen to this girl's podcast and make fun of her. You're a fucking blah, 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 blah. You're a fucking blah, 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 blah. Like just going down the list. Like we all have groups of friends where there are, I think more when we're younger, when we're more inclined to have like more of like a group type scenario with friends. I think as you get older, you just kind of whittle out the people you don't really want to associate with and, you know, what have you. But I remember having friends in high school where it's just like this one group would always talk shit about the other people if they weren't there. It's like, well, why are you friends with them if you literally can't stand them, but yet your MySpace or your Facebook is littered with these pictures of these people like me and my bestie? It's like, clearly you're not. So why do you act that way to their face? But that's, like you said, a whole other argument for another day. I don't know. Maybe that's because it's more amongst girls than it would be dudes. Because I went, again, if you've listened to this podcast for a long time, you know that I've gone to an all-girls Catholic high school. A majority of my friends, you know, were girls for a long time. And it's catty and it's petty and it's all that type of shit that you see in this movie. It's annoying. And at 33, I still know people that are like this, which is why I have like 4 friends. And like 3 of them are men. It's not like that with dudes, is it?
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about like when you were late high school, early college years with your group of friends. You guys were just friends. It was probably simpler. You weren't like, did you see what fucking Joe was doing last weekend? Or do you do blah, blah, blah? I doubt it.
I mean, I feel like some people did, but overall, no. Like, I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Long story short, this movie sucks, so let's read some monster minutiae. As the film takes place almost exclusively in a dark mansion with the only source of light being cell phones, a headlamp, and glow tubes, which is, again, maybe the only other thing I enjoyed about the movie is the lighting that they used, the cast had to be instructed on how to light the scene themselves from the cinematographer Jasper Wolfe. Wolfe proclaimed if any of the cast misused their timing, the scenes would be unusable. You would only see dark silhouettes. Amanda Stenberg messaged New York Times film critic Lena Wilson after Wilson called the film a 95-minute advertisement for cleavage. In her review, Stenberg messaged her saying, "Your review was great, but maybe if you'd gotten your eyes off my tits, you could have watched the movie." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, tits are great.
They're not bad, but...
What do you mean they're not bad?
No, they're pretty great.
Yeah.
But... The review of the movie was petty because the movie sucked.
I completely agree. I'm just focused on tits.
Besides the guy who played Greg and Pete Davidson, you haven't seen these people in any other shit. Guaranteed. Speaking of Pete Davidson, he actually punched Lee Pace during the tequila slap scene. However, Pace had given Davidson permission prior to filming. The final line, "I have reception," sums up the film for director Helena. Reception is more important than anything. If we don't have reception, we don't have oxygen, it seems.
I would like to point out that Lee Pace has not been in anything since this. So regardless of the fact that he was in the Hobbit movies, this appears to be the end of his filmography for now.
Hey man, sometimes you need a break.
Sure.
When Bee and Sophia arrive at the house, everyone is holding their breath underwater in reclining poses. They all die by the end of the film. The body count is 5. David slices his own throat accidentally. Greg is beaten in the head with a weight by Bee. Emma brutally falls down the stairs, bashing open her own head. Alice shot in the neck by Jordan in a scuffle for the gun. And Jordan pushed over the railing into tons of glass bottles by Bee. Damn, Bee, you got 2 kills right there. And lastly, there's a lingering shot of a dog door leading into the house, which is how Bee gets back inside after being cast into the storm. Did you find that dog door to be weird? It was like a fucking tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the movie, I was fucking whatever.
I was fully and completely checked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to... What's that meme? Don't talk to me.
What is that? I don't even know what that's from, but...
Neither do I. It's that pudgy kid with a bowl cut. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. That's how Matt feels about most conversations with me, to be honest with you. But any which way. That is your minutiae for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Me and Matt would not advise that you watch this movie. It sucks ass. As well as I Blame Society, but I will never, ever torture Matt again talking about that movie. If I would have known that Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was so bad, I would have cut it. But here we are. We're already recording it. Hopefully Matt doesn't lose the audio. Next time on Monster Madness, we are at the penultimate, you guys. We're going to be talking about a movie called Fresh. I have not seen this movie. I don't know if Matt has.
I know nothing about it.
Me neither. Again, it was on a list. I hope I wasn't lied to. But yeah, this is the penultimate. We got one more after this one, and then we are taking our January break before we are back in February.
So there's 2 left in the season.
Yes.
What? Just clarifying, because I had to do math, and I don't like that.
I know, your nose is bleeding.
The problem is that Google says that people also search for bodies, bodies, bodies.
Well, guys, if the movie Fresh sucks, then the next movie is going to be something different. It might just be me and Matt talking.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 81%. I am not hopeful, but we'll see.
What did it give? I don't want to say the name of the last one that we're watching. What did it give it on that? Where's the rating on that?
21%. And I love that movie.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. So fresh might not be great, but we will let you know in 2 weeks.
Piss and moan about it.
As we do.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're getting to the end of the season. February kicks off When Animals Attack. That's already well underway in the artistic stage, in the writing stage, in the prep stage. I am very, very excited. Matt is blasé as usual.
Poo poo pee pee poo poo stage.
But yes, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
What the fuck are you doing here, Sauer?
I missed you.
We both know that's a lie. Nobody's ever missed me.
Move me to my correct spot.
Yeah, but you're bigger over here.
That's what she said.
Fucking what?
There's the blooper.